Okay, Mr. Mac, this is lesson 19.4, Algebra 2. Hey, and listen, if you're confused, that's natural, okay? We're doing a trigonometry unit in Algebra 2. You're gonna be confused, but give me some more time, okay? We're nowhere near done with this, okay? Alright, looking up here, we're back to the unit circle in quadrant 1, okay? Hopefully you liked doing that field trip and when we traced our hands for quadrant 1. All right, here's quadrant 1 again. Don't forget, cosine of theta is first, comma, sine of theta. And remember, it's just like graph paper. When you graph ordered pairs, x comma y marks one location. Okay, it's an ordered pair, x comma y. We're just saying now it's cosine of the angle, comma, sine of the angle. Okay, it's an ordered pair. Here's quadrant 1, okay? Here's 30 degrees. This is it in radians. Make sure you can convert this into radians. 45 degrees is pi over 4. 60 degrees is pi over 3. 90 degrees is pi over 2, okay? What's that? Oh, you see a pattern. Beautiful. Okay, yes, look. Pi over 2. Pi over 3, pi over 4, pi over 6, very, very good. Look at your values for these ordered pairs. At 30 degrees, square root of 3 over 2, comma 1/2. 45 degrees, square root of 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2. Why are they the same? It goes back to a 45, 45, 90 triangle. Oh Lord, I just mentioned geometry, don't go nowhere. And look, 60 degrees, the ordered pair is the reverse, okay? 1/2, comma, square root of 3 over 2, okay? All right, so listen, this is quadrant 1. You need to memorize quadrant 1, all right? And the good news is it is gonna tie into Algebra 1 when life was much easier. So do you remember when we were doing the y-axis and the x-axis and we were graphing ordered pairs? If you're in quadrant 1, everything was positive, positive. So in English, all your ordered pairs over here, they're all positive, positive. Then when you go to quadrant 2, it's negative, positive. Then when you come down to quadrant 3, it's negative, negative. And then when you go to quadrant 4, it's going to be positive, negative. Why am I telling you this? This marker sucks. Why I'm telling you this? Because if you memorize just quadrant 1, okay? If you memorize quadrant 1, these same values are going to show up in other quadrants, but all that's going to happen is the signs are going to change. So let's make this a positive. Oh, much better marker, okay? So look, quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4, you know the signs, okay? All right, so I bet you kind of think that I'm lying to you. So watch what I'm going to do. Let's move this baby over a little bit. Let's just focus on quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. Move this baby over. I'm telling you, you're going to love this pattern. This pattern is going to make your life so much easier. Okay, look, here's your mirror right here, right? Okay, remember how we're talking about reference angles? Okay, well look, 120 references back to 60. So 120 and 60, their answers are going to be related. They're ordered pairs. Okay, well you told me quadrant 1 is positive, positive. You told me quadrant 2 is negative, positive. And remember, this negative is the x, but it's also the cosine of theta, and this is the sine of theta. So let me just say it in English, sorry. 120 refers back to 60. See the 1/2, comma, square root of 3 over 2? All you're going to do is change the sign of the x, all right, or the first number. So now this is negative 1/2, comma, square root of 3 over 2. Okay, see the 45 degrees where both of them are the same? Okay, mirror over. All right, 135 would refer back to quadrant 1. Look, the answers are almost exactly the same except for you change the sign of the x value. One more time, change the sign of the x value. Look over here, 0, 2 pi, 0, 360. Look, it's 1, comma 0. 1, comma 0. So all you do is change the sign, negative 1, comma 0. Okay? All right, stay with me, stay with me. If you notice, though, this is graph paper. you know this is 1, 0 because the radius is 1. Look, the radius is 1, so you know it's 0, 1. So all of these values here have to be less than 1 also. Yeah, you remember square root of 3 over 2, right? What do we say about the square root of 3 over 2? That is 87 cents, less than 1. The square root of 2 over 2 as a decimal is 71 cents, less than 1. All right, yes, all these values will be less than 1 over here. Okay, so quadrant 1, positive, positive. Quadrant 2, negative, positive. Okay, stay with me. Let me show you quadrant 1 and 4. All right, let's do 1 and 4. And I need to erase all that madness there. Where's 1 and 4? I need 1 and 4. Come on, come on. I know this can be done. And yeah, I know I got a lot going on up there. All right, a little more. Okay, here we go, here we go. So I'm going to erase all of this extra business here. All right. I do miss my classroom. I'm used to my classroom. I got much more room and space, but hey, I'm going to stop my complaining. All right, quadrant 1, right? This is quadrant 1. This was positive, positive. Let's skip over here to quadrant 4. So in quadrant 4, it's going to be positive, negative. In English, all your order pairs, look, you go to the right on the x-axis as positive, but you drop down here to negative. That's why they're positive, negative. Ooh, let's do reference angles. Ready? See 330 right here? 330 will refer back to 30 degrees. Okay? Now your mirror is right here. Okay? You're going to fold this quadrant up like this, and 330 will land on top of 30. So you take these same two answers, look, square root of 3 over 2, 1/2, but you change the y value to a negative. What? You don't believe me? Okay, fine. See 315 degrees? Okay? It would refer back to 45. Take those same two answers, write them down, only change the sign of the y value. Okay? And then one more, 300 degrees will refer back to 60. This is 1/2, all right, square root of 3 over 2, only change the second sign, so 1/2 comma negative square root of 3 over 2. You already know that 90, okay, was 0 comma 1, so when you flip it over here, 0 negative 1. Hey, you don't have to take my advice. I get it, okay? I'm telling you, the main focus is memorize this quadrant, okay? Memorize quadrant 1, and then you're all set, okay? All right, so real quick, let me just summarize, okay? Let me summarize what I'm trying to say. Your job for this unit circle, okay? All right, here we go. I'm going to draw you the y-axis. I'm going to draw you the x-axis, okay? Quadrant 1, go counterclockwise. Ooh, we got that counterclockwise going on. Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 2, Roman numeral 3, Roman numeral 4, okay? Put your signs in here. This is going to be positive, positive. All your values here are positive, positive. Over here in quadrant 2, they're going to be negative, positive. Quadrant 3, they're going to be negative, comma, negative. Quadrant 4, they're going to be positive, negative. Okay? Make sure you put cosine of theta, comma, sine of theta. Okay? You're going to memorize quadrant 1, okay? And then those sets of answers, those order pair answers, are going to repeat for 2, 3, and 4, except for you're going to follow these signs, okay? Okay, so your job is all about quadrant 1, okay? See if you can, take another copy of the unit circle and see if you can memorize and fill in quadrant 1. And you definitely can use a calculator, okay? Make sure calculator's in degree, make sure it's in degrees, and then you can always do that. The only decimals you got to memorize, whoa, what happened? All right, here we go. I meant to flip it this way. All right, actually, let me make sure y'all can even see that. Holy smokes, let me just zoom in on it. I zoom in on for you. All right, zoom, 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 zoom. And then the only decimals you have to memorize All right, let me hit clear here. Square root of 3 over 2, okay, 87 cents. Square root of 2 over 2 is 0.71 cents. So you can input these angles into your calculator, and then when you get these decimals, all right, all you got to do is change it to these radicals. Okay? All right, this is Mr. Mack. This was what? Algebra 2. Okay? If you're in geometry and you're watching this, you're probably confused. Lesson 19.4. All right, and it was good seeing you. Please take it easy.